The sun setting over the busy metropolis of Houston, Texas. And that's where we're coming to you from tonight. Good Friday night to you, sports fans. You've come to the right place. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Westbrook.
And maybe it's shocking, maybe not too shocking, but the scoring trend over the last few years has been going down a bit. I'm sure it's something he's well aware of, and we'll see if that continues to be the case.
And with tip-off coming up, we've got just enough time to hear from our good friend David Aldridge on the sideline. D.A., take it away.
Well, James Harden is both famous and infamous with his skill at getting to the foul line. Some don't like it, but Harden says free throws are a part of basketball. Either you're going to foul me or I'm going to score. Putting the pressure on the defense like that is tough. That's what makes a good player. Kevin, no lies told there.
Well, no doubt, David, he is one of the best. Thank you. Clark, you and I were looking at the rosters. Both these teams very deep, so there's a lot of fouls to give tonight.
Yeah, that's a great observation by you, Kevin. And when you have that kind of circumstance where your bench is deep, it allows you, I think, to bring an aggressive mindset in terms of how you're going to defend and how you're not going to allow easy baskets because you're able to foul and not be so concerned about foul trouble.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Dallas Mavericks. Inside of the 4 and the 5, Porzingis and Powell. Tim Hardaway Jr. out there with Jalen Brunson. And it's Doncic in at the 3, the small forward. And for Houston, Tucker and Capella are up front. Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair, they're the backcourt. And it's Green in at the 3. And so it's the Mavericks getting on the board first. Westbrook can't get it to go. Brunson with it. Westbrook picks him up. Count it. Good.
Porzingis has no problem giving the ball up. This is just the kind of unselfishness you like to see.
So for Dallas, their last game, a win against the Suns. Here's Harden. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
And Porzingis gets it to go on the assist by Doncic.
You know, Porzingis is a guy who's used to having to fight his way through the defense, and good balance allowed him to do that there.
Harden against Hardaway. The 15-footer. Harden's shot is good. Harden's got his second bucket tonight.
Poor design there defensively. They know he's a knockdown shooter from that spot.
And you do not want to let him get going early because that can get you cooked. Red hot so far, 4 for 4. Cooking with gas, couldn't draw it up any better.
Over in the corner, Green. And a miss there on the triple.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
You know, guys, the Dallas Mavericks with the longest active sellout streak of any pro basketball team. You can put sellout in quotes because they actually give a lot of tickets away to schools and community service groups to make sure that building is full.
Man, that's a tough call for the refs to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
To the paint, stolen by Tucker. From deep, Harden. It's rebounded by Porzingis. You know, Clark, the Mavericks making their games accessible to Dallas fans, much more concerned with the packed house than the revenue at the gate.
Yeah, and I like that philosophy, guys. I mean, building their future fan base, those fans will be around for a while, giving young people a chance to become Mavericks fans for life. And you start early, and it pays dividends down the road usually.
Here's Capella. 17 points for him last game against Portland.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Westbrook with the steal. A shot by Harden, wide open. Another miss by Harden. Mavericks leading by 4. Here's Doncic. It's tipped.
A rare rejection that time from Tucker, using that long reach, though, and times it perfectly.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throw.
The first free throw is good. Daniel House is checked in for the Rockets. Gordon comes in for Green. Then for the Mavericks, Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Dwight Powell. Lee comes in for Hardaway. And Barea subbed in for Jalen Brunson.
He's as solid as it gets from the line. I mean, give him the opportunity. He's cashing in on those.
Got a piece of it, and they'll keep possession. Gordon against Doncic. Good on the shot. Doncic has got 6 points.
Well, you know, for so long, Mike D'Antoni has been a vanguard on NBA offense. His teams have always played great offense, moving, spacing, dynamic players. Defense has not been at the level of offense, but I think he's actually improved as a coach in that area as well.
Houston shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game.
And in terms of team numbers, the free throw percentage is right at 74.
Guys, their free throw shooting has slipped a bit since last year, but not really to the point where they should be overly concerned about it.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Tyson Chandler, he's checked in for Harden. And it's Austin Rivers in for Russell Westbrook. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for the Mavericks. Ryan Brokoff comes in for Doncic. And Clark, part of it for D'Antoni is that he is delegating defensive duties.
Yeah, and I like that, Kevin. He's made sure to have a defensive coordinator on his staff, delegating that role and responsibility. He thinks and knows that his team is better off that way.
McLemore's checked in for Clint Capella. And so House nails both of them. For the Houston Rockets, they come into tonight following a loss to the Trailblazers. And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession. And now you see the 2K leaderboard. Not only have these teams caused a lot of turnovers over the last 10 games, but they've scored off them as well. The Mavericks, number 1.
Just a terrific job over this stretch of forcing turnovers and capitalizing. They'd love to continue that trend.
Out of hand on it. They recover it. Chandler's shot, good. Mavericks leading by 5. Banked in off the glass. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Mavericks.
Well, in the first half of play, they're closing out aggressively, blocking shots, a key indicator of their activity on the defensive side.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunities. They're really keeping it up tempo so far.
6 to shoot. Here's McLemore. It's deflected. And so it looks like the Rockets will retain possession here. A different look for Dallas. Justin Jackson, he's checked in for Ryan Brokoff. Seth Curry comes in for Lee. And it's DeLon Wright in for J.J. Barea. Here's Rivers. It's good from long range.
Boy, from the looks of it, it appears the defense is fine with him taking that shot, but he makes them pay when they do.
Finney-Smith kicks to Wright. Passes it to Kleber. Curry on the wing. Guarded by McLemore. And the basket by Curry.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Greg, you're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
Gordon against Jackson. Now here's Gordon, guarded closely. 5 on the clock. Shoots. Can't nail the jumper. Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. Mavericks lead by 6. We'll be back. A unique upbringing for Clint Capella. Spent years in a welfare orphanage in Switzerland. He said he never imagined.
Even as a kid, I wasn't even dreaming about that far. I always said it's even past my dreams. I mean, now I'm just
an inspiring story, Greg. It gives you perspective on why you should be grateful for everything you have.
Kevin, without a doubt, Capella's upbringing helped shape him, and the hard work he continues to put in is really admirable.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And what do you think, guys, about Dallas here in this one?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
Yeah, I like the way they play. They're looking to get up and down the court every time. Racehorse basketball here tonight. Strap it up. Don't look down. You'll miss something.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So on the floor for Houston, Rivers out there with McLemore. And it's Chandler. And there's Gordon. And it's House in at the 4. Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. P.J. Tucker comes in for Daniel House. And it's Green in for Gordon. And Dallas with a change here, too. Powell, he's checked in for Maxi Kleber. And there's the call on Austin Rivers. That's his first foul. Porzingis is checked in for Dallas. And off the glass, that one's good. Porzingis has got 6. Clark, I want to take you back a bit here to 1982. What was going through your mind over your first few NBA games?
Well, Kevin, first of all, I was really excited and thankful to have a chance to realize a dream, but I was also a little bit nervous going up against some of the guys that I had watched and idolized from afar. But once you're between those lines, it's not about idolizing guys. It's about trying to posterize them.
Any player in particular, one player that you looked out on the floor and you were out there as well saying, oh my goodness, look who I'm playing against tonight?
Well, when we first saw the Celtics and the Sixers, Larry Bird and those great teams in the 80s, Cedric Maxwell and Kevin McHale, and then the Sixers, my rookie year, won it all. And they had Moses Malone, Dr. J, Bobby Jones, some of the greats in the game. So those two teams, and Dr. J and Larry Bird in particular.
And the dunk by Powell.
And, you know, Powell is an excellent athlete, Kevin, easily leaking out in transition and making himself a big target to throw the ball to.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. Last time these two teams came together was also in this building, and they were able to win it for the home fans.
Yeah, in that one, they just locked it down defensively, challenged shots, and really protected the rim.
Boy, I tell you what, I think you got to really appreciate the grit, getting dirty, staying engaged. That's really what defense is all about.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Chandler. Harden comes in for McLemore, and Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Rivers. And here are the Rockets now. They trail by 9 points.
You know, it's good seeing Porzingis work really hard on the defensive end. Does a nice job staying in position and contesting and challenging the shot without fouling.
The Rockets have shot 75% at the line tonight, going 3 for 4.
Well, you know, how can you not get excited about the way P.J. Tucker plays defense? Takes on all comers. Great intensity. He really is the leader of his team defensively. It does not get much easier than that, but somehow he came up empty there.
The 3 from Harden. Drills it from outside. Harden's got his 3rd basket of the night.
And Harden takes a lot of pride in being a hard matchup, a tough cover. He takes no time in shooting once he gets the pumping.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now.
Well, you know what? You don't want to do too much to get an opponent riled up. You got to be mindful of that.
And with Tucker Clark in his defense, he'll pump his team up with his play.
You know, that's a big reason, guys, why he sees so many minutes every game. I mean, his rotations are on time. He's got excellent hands, which allow him to force turnovers. But I think it's his intensity that sets him apart.
Just doesn't seem to have it here in the second quarter.
Here's Brokaw. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Rockets trail by 9. Westbrook with it. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. And the wide open shot from Green. No good from outside. Here's Dallas. They're on a 12-4 run right now. And Porzingis, here we go.
Porzingis doing a nice job using his mobility and size to bully the defense there.
Rockets have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Here's Westbrook. No good on that one. Now Dallas takes it the other way. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Here's Doncic. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a 3-point play. That's on Clint Capella for the Rockets. Daniel House is checked in for P.J. Tucker. And Gordon subbed in for Green. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Maxi Kleba, he's checked in for Dwight Powell. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Porzingis. Lee's checked in for Ryan Brokoff. And Barea subbed in for Wright. It's good on the putback.
Hey, you got to put a body on Capella. I mean, he's a tenacious offensive rebounder and does a nice job using his body.
And it's Lee penetrating. And Lee with the stuff.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
Here's Westbrook, and he makes good on the layup.
And it's the fearlessness of Westbrook. It's really refreshing to watch. When he's deep inside, he just goes right at you. And he has his fingerprints all over this first half. He is just shooting it so efficiently.
Harden against Lee, and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And Greg, when you're discussing and comparing James Harden and what he's done these last few years, you have to do it on a very historic level.
He's going to go down as one of the best to ever play the game. His production is incredible, and the skill level really is groundbreaking. Easily the best off guard in the league.
Mavericks making a switch here. Hardaway's checked in. Kleba, the pass to Lee. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Here's Finney-Smith. Harden with the defensive effort. Rockets trail by 13. Gordon finds Harden. Three-pointer. Another miss by Houston. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. Their transition game.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is Luka Doncic has been the story in this one. He had 13 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists. And that should do it with the second half about to begin.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. You know, Luka Doncic has been exceptional here, guys.
In that first half, he was a hot knife, and the defense was butter, sliced right through them.
Well, you know what, guys? My question is this. Who's he going to posterize in this half? You know, we've already gotten a number of filthy dunks out of it.
On the floor for Dallas, Doncic and Porzingis, the incredible forward pair. Jalen Brunson out there with Tim Hardaway Jr., and it's Powell in at the 5. Here's Westbrook. Sweet little floater.
He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
Mavericks leading by 13. Here's Doncic, and the dunk by Doncic.
Well, this is who Doncic is. This is what we've seen from him. A scorer who can take over games easily.
Outside Westbrook. Over Porzingis. Westbrook with the bucket. Westbrook's got 6 points.
No idea what they were thinking there defensively. I mean, that's a shot he makes often.
Porzingis is doubled, and it goes out of bounds. That one off Porzingis. The field for the three-point contest is about to be finalized, and I'll tell you, we have some shooters here who are going to make this year's event a very heated competition.
Kevin, it always is. There's more pride involved in the three-point contest than in any other part of All-Star Weekend. Each one of those guys wants to prove they are the best shooter in the world.
Look at Harden, and it's him all alone atop the voting. It's pretty much a done deal that he'll be showing off his long-range skills in the three-point contest.
Yep, and he's going to be scary to have to go up against if he's on that day. Nobody can shoot it like he can when he gets in a groove.
The voting is just about over, so we'll keep updating you on how it's going. Some very deserving names at the top of this year's list.
Yeah, no problems with the voting thus far. I think the fans and media have done their homework and picked the best shooters in the league.
That would be 4 in a row for him now as they have come racing out of the gate to start this second half.
Westbrook, and the layup's good off the glass. Westbrook's got 6 in the quarter. Mark, we're seeing more and more young coaches in the NBA. You think this is a trend? Is it completely circumstantial? What's your view on it?
Well, I think you've got more younger coaches that are capable and able to coach. And the league is quite young, too. I think it's a current trend. But we've seen that before in decades past when it seems the wave of coaches are younger. I think it's more or less kind of the cycle of life that we see across a lot of different industries.
A nice shot by Rivers.
Well, as for them being behind in this game, you certainly can't put any of it on his shoulders. He's been tremendous offensively.
And the dunk by Doncic.
Boy, showing you some power there, fellas. I mean, nice to see Doncic get up and drop it in with force that time.
Curry against Rivers. In the corner, it's McLemore. Offensive rebound.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
And Doncic, here we go.
Well, you can't let Doncic have these types of opportunities, guys. When you aren't close to him, this is what happens.
Harden with it. Now guarded by Porzingis. Harden, that's good.
Challenging the bigger defender, cutting him down to size with that one.
Well, the size mismatch is no problem for this fella, guys. I mean, how much do you like seeing that aggressiveness from him?
I tell you, he's playing the game with pure excitement right now.
He capped off that dunk with some serious hang time on the rim.
Yeah, just couldn't contain himself. Couldn't control himself there.
Pass to McLemore. Shot clock at 6. Houston needs to get a shot up. And the dunk by Capella.
Nice recognition that time from Capella, aggressively rolling to the bucket after setting the screen.
And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the Mavericks. To the inside. And the dunk by Porzingis.
And really the story of this second half, one team getting the shots they want, the other not so much.
And that's why you have such a huge gap in the shooting numbers between the teams.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
And he has not been on his game here. He's forcing a lot of shots, and the team is suffering because of it. It's time for him to focus on getting his teammates involved.
Houston making some changes. Daniel House comes in for Chandler. And Eric Gordon subbed in for Ben McLemore. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Maxi Kleba, he's checked in for Porzingis. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Jackson. Courtney Lee, he's checked in for Ryan Brokoff. And Barea subbed in for Seth Curry. Harden against Lee. Another miss by Houston.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Barea, no good. And here's the fast break. And here's Gordon from outside. And he's good on the 3-ball.
And Gordon has a fast release. Got to be up on him at all times. I mean, he's excellent shooting off the dribble.
Lee outside. Here's Doncic. The Rockets pull it in. Following this one, they get to host the Pelicans. And that will be the middle game of this 3-game homestand.
Good to see Gordon being unselfish. Excellent floor awareness and great at finding his guys in their spots.
And Doncic, here we go. Rebound by House. Now here's Rivers. Defense is right there. And he recovers it. And here's Harden for 3. And no good that time. No good. It's been all about Luka Doncic for Dallas. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And now we take a look back to Mike D'Antoni talking to his team from the huddle.
The whole problem is energy. The whole problem is how...
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Gordon is at the 2 with Green playing the 3. Then there's Russell Westbrook. Then it's P.J. Tucker. And it's House in at the 4 spot. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Rockets trail by 16. And here's Westbrook. Shot by Gordon, wide open. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. And that's now 6 points for Eric Gordon. Here's Kleba, guarded by Tucker. Second shot opportunity. Kleba with the bucket. And the Mavericks lead by 15.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Outside Westbrook. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
Tell you what, guys, this has clearly been his half. When he's getting to a spot, shooting the ball with confidence, excellent turnaround for him.
And there's the foul. It'll go on P.J. Tucker. That's his first foul. A different look for Dallas. High foul comes in for Maxi Kleba, and it's right in for Courtney Lee. Count the basket.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
The shot's good from Westbrook.
Yeah, he's been hooping, but the rest of the team, not so much.
And that one's good. Wright's got his first basket of the night. Here's Westbrook. We're just over a minute and a half now into the fourth. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Well, you knew after the Paul George trade that the Thunder would look to sell on Westbrook as well. Just part of the rebuild at this point. His agent did well to get him to a team looking to compete. A great fit for a player in this stage of Russ's career.
Clark, who are a few under-the-radar guys who really get it done scoring the ball at that forward position?
Well, I tell you what, a couple of names that come to mind. Bogan Bogdanovic, outstanding scorer. Gallinari, and then John Collins, the young fella down in Atlanta. Those 3 guys are all a little bit undervalued as scorers.
Powell pulls it in. Powell's got 5 rebounds tonight. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Hardaway passes to Porzingis. The 10-footer. That misses off the backboard. And here's Green. He'll bring it up for the Rockets. It's a 16-point game. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Powell pulls it in. Powell's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Brunson, and that one good. And the Mavericks lead by 18.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Boy, the defense looks shell-shocked. I mean, they're on the ropes right now, on their heels.
But they'll get another chance. Goes back up, Capella, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Tim Hardaway picks one up.
Boy, Capella is a real force inside. I mean, when he gets this close, you pretty much have to foul him.
And with Clint Capella, it's easy to see what an important piece of this team he is.
Yeah, it really is, guys, because when he's off the floor, there's a clear difference in how his team plays. I mean, he fits in so well and gives the Rockets exactly what they need, finishing at the rim out of pick and rolls, and then a terrific rim protector as well.
Here's Westbrook. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist.
Man, you got to admire how easily Westbrook takes over games. I mean, an offensive juggernaut who is tenacious when it comes to scoring.
And Doncic, here we go. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. On when you see that step back 3, Clark for Doncic. Shades of James Harden, the way he gets that shot off.
And you know what they say, Luka's deceleration, hitting the brakes and stopping suddenly, is top notch, just like James Harden's. So that's quite a compliment. A lot of that is footwork and balance, but I think his quickness too, guys, has been a little bit underrated. This guy is a little better athlete than he gets credit for.
Wasted no time on that one. 16 points for James Harden.
In perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Certainly. I mean, they saw a weakness in the perimeter defense and took advantage of it. So good at getting to his spots and then cashing in, making the game look easy.
Offensive rebound. And it's Capella missing.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint. And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority, very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Mavericks.
You know, a team can have a great shooting night without getting a lot of assists, but tonight they had both.
Yeah, and listen, you only get the assist if the guy you give it to makes the shot. So a lot of assists will up your field goal percentage, but this was a great team effort by everyone.
And this will now push it to a total of 44 games in the win column on the season.
And with this win now, we're all square, 1-1. 2 more games yet to come in what's proving to be a very competitive season series.
Boy, I tell you, look at these teams, Greg. They're very evenly matched. This could be one of the better in-conference battles we see this season.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Luka Doncic.
A big part of their success was his ability to keep the ball moving, finding guys when they would flash open. And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Yeah, you know, once they got victory in their view, a huge injection of energy and a great run to finish it off.
And despite the size disadvantage, attacking the heart of that defense.
You know what, guys, honestly, I didn't think he'd win that battle. I mean, that's a lot of height to give up.
That's good from Westbrook.
And Russell Westbrook is as explosive a guard as we've seen in the history of the game. An incredibly gifted scorer who can also punch it on you.
Powell dishes to Lee. Kleba kicks to Jackson. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And the Mavericks lead by 20.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
Boy, a fantastic performance. And I tell you something, I mean, you get roadkill, that's always a challenge in the NBA, no matter what, and they got it done.
So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team